That thing does not belong to me! Insisted the old woman, slamming the door in the faces of the three policemen. She was indignant, as though the police had bothered her about a broken-down car rusting in the yard, rather than a decayed human skeleton lying on the side lawn. She was wrong, however. The skeleton did belong to her, at least in a familial sense, for it was all that remained of her son. The old woman was 90 and lived alone in the dilapidated farmhouse. She reluctantly allowed the police inside, claiming there was nothing to see. The house was dark and filthy and had an ancient, unclean smell. The police asked her to show them the bathroom, and she pointed dismissively down a dark hallway. One of the men flipped the switch repeatedly, but the light never came on. The hallway floor was sticky and strewn with debris. The soles of the policemen's shoes made a slight tearing sound as they walked. A laundry hamper and a kitchen step stool blocked the entry to the bathroom. Once they had removed these objects, the police noticed that the gap at the bottom of the door had been stuffed with rags and old newspapers. The bathroom door was swollen and bowed outwards. It wouldn't open. One of the men returned with a pry bar, and as he worked the seam along the strike plate, the door suddenly sprang open. Once inside, the police recoiled from the sight of a sickly horror. A dull, fetid stain, like an antique map, had long ago spread up the wall behind the bathtub. They recognized it immediately as evidence of human remains. The coroner joined the police in the bathroom. He had finished his preliminary examination of the skeleton on the lawn and had determined that it was of a man about 50 who had been dead approximately 20 years. A date on one of the scraps of newspaper roughly corroborated his estimation. The skeleton showed several injuries, the coroner continued. In addition to a dislocated right shoulder and broken right wrist, the skull had also sustained a serious fracture. One of the police suggested that the man may have fallen after showering and gotten wedged between the bathtub and the bathroom wall. The coroner nodded his agreement as he examined the rotted, caved-in floor behind the tub. He speculated that the cause of death was probably dehydration, and that the trapped man may have suffered for as long as a week before dying. Given the skeleton's age, the police assumed that the dead man had been the son of the old woman. But she denied this, insisting that her son had moved away long ago. The skeleton had only appeared on the side lawn earlier that morning, when a plumber, rerouting the old wastewater pipe from the septic tank to the new county sewer line, had made his accidental discovery. The plumber was claustrophobic and went reluctantly into the shallow crawl space beneath the house. As he lay on his back, chipping away at the encrusted pipes with a screwdriver, the rotted bathroom floor suddenly caved in, and the skeleton of the dead son fell upon him, its bony mouth hitting hard against his own. Workers in a nearby orchard heard the plumber's cries, and clearing away the debris, rescued him from beneath the house. They then hooked a rake under the ribs of the skeleton and drew it out to the side lawn. The police arrived and banged on the screen door, calling for the old woman to come out, while the plumber knelt by the water faucet at the side of the house. He filled his cupped hands repeatedly, rinsing his mouth and washing blood from his cut lip. He shuddered, despite the summer sun, as he attempted to wash away the morbid, lingering sensation of this kiss of gratitude from the dead.